If you watched The Walking Dead Season 4 finale, you may have been slightly disappointed with the final scene. Spoilers ahead in this whole clip, just so you know, right off the bat, don't complain. So, the final scene shows Rick and his group finally reunited, but inside of a prison of sorts, and they're very scared. But Rick rouses everybody up by saying, "There's screwing with the wrong people." But
that
screwing,
that was a great impression.
I am great.
Spot on.
I can sound like a man at all times. But he says they're screwing with the wrong people, which is a divergence from the comic. He was very specific in what he said. Let's take a look at what looks to be a scene that will be included on the home video release.
They're gonna feel pretty stupid when they find out. Find out what? They're fucking with the wrong people.
Yeah, that's what I wanted all along. That's what I wanted. Oh, that's so much.
I have chills.
Right.
I have goosebumps and chills. So much better.
That's what I wanted.
So much better.
Oh my God! Just the inclusion of a single word, fucking. Sorry for the NSFW language, but if you watched the show before, you should not be offended by the F word.
That's what's called gravitas.
Right.
Like
so
that
good.
is impactful. That moment when he says screwing, it's like
why?
he pulled his punch.
Right.
I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
No, people don't talk like that, especially in such a dire situation. Like, we could all be killed horribly. But he's rousing them up, but of course he's going to say fucking with the wrong people. That's what Robert Kirkman originally wrote for it. That's what it should have been. But of course, AMC is a cable channel, and when they say swear words, they have to bleep them out. Maybe that could have pulled away.
They don't. That's the point. Is
Wait.
they're a cable channel. They don't have to bleep them out. There are
They do, though.
There are no regulations. The only reason that they bleep them out is because they think they'd lose advertisers if they had profanity.
Okay.
And that might be true, except you have to realize, AMC, that everyone was talking about that season finale and how weak it was because you said screwing instead of fucking.
Yeah.
Had you said fucking, maybe you would have lost some ad revenue, but hell, every single viewer would be totally defending you and totally down and totally excited for the next season, like I am right now.
Actually, I used to work before in local TV, and we would be shit canned if we said the word fuck or shit on camera, like I just did right now.
That's network TV. That's different.
But after 10, those rules go away. Those rules get ignored.
No, after 10, you can swear, but you have to pay fines for each one.
It brings up like the notion of censorship in general, especially with access to something like the internet, where obviously we're not fucking censored, you know, like we can say whatever we want on here. And then like censorship was put in place to like protect the innocent or protect people from hearing that kind of language, but it's everywhere now. So is there really a need for censorship?
It's not something I understand personally, but I do swear a lot. You know, I don't find those words, fuck, shit, to be offensive because I don't see who they're offending. Like, I can definitely understand a racial or sexual epithet like that. You know, I can see how that would be offensive to people and hurt people, and I won't do it even if I don't feel that way, just because, you know, I'm not in the business of going out and hurting people for my own verbal discourse.
The most commonly espoused rationale is that kids could be watching, mothers would be upset that their child was exposed to something on television that they weren't prepared for, and then they had to tell their children about that, and that creates bad behavior, and then there's a letter writing campaign and all kinds of shit. But this is The Walking Dead. It's adult television, right? Now, what I see could happen, and networks are crazy now about like the social media connection and going online and watching webisodes and stuff, and even like smart glass stuff. You have that up while the episode's going, and it gives you little tips and facts about the show, behind the scenes kind of stuff.
I've done that. It's very hard to keep up. It's distracting.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's got cool stuff. It would be so easy for AMC to just say, hey, like, go on our site right now, turn the volume on your computer up and the volume on your TV down, and we'll show this scene the way we want it to be said.
Good idea.
Interactivity.
Right. Well, I mean, the clip made it out, and that's not an accident that the
Yeah,
clip
but it's
is out.
still a little
But
cowardly.
it's months late. I mean, I remember we were doing the review for the show on What the Flick when it came out. We were like, I really wish they would have gone with the other ending. It would have been more heavy and meaningful.
Even if they had put that clip up that night on YouTube, on AMC.com or whatever, then I would have been like, okay, I got it. I'm satisfied. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Instead of
I do
months
have to
long.
toss to another clip that was seemingly deleted from season 4 of The Walking Dead. Let's take a look at it, and we'll talk about it right after.
I've become a bit of a jerky expert. I guess we all have lately. But I've never tasted anything quite like the one I had today. I thought I tasted paprika. How was it, Corian?
I never knew why Brian was so scared of a one-legged Santa Claus and a Rasta bitch.
Brian. So that's what he called himself now, Brian.
You ever stump her? Stump her. You know. With your stump. You better believe. Not were him. I'd stump the shit out of you.
Michonne is my avatar. She is. You can watch the rest of that scene in a link that we'll put below. Michonne does not like that, is pretty much the spoiler I'm giving you for the rest of that scene. So that was cut for being gross, I guess.
And for the most part, unnecessary.
Yeah.
This is where censorship could come into play. Like maybe the network was right for not putting the scene in because it's like unnecessary.
It just makes you hate that guy more. Kirk, he was such an a-hole, and I wanted him, I couldn't wait for his eventual comeuppance.
But you knew he was an a-hole without that scene. We didn't need that.
Oh, that makes me really
If that's
hate
where
him,
we
though.
learned he was an a-hole,
Right.
No. That makes me really hate him. And his death needed to be even more spectacular.
I thought it was pretty good.
It
in
was
the
like
tank.
that. More.
Oh man.
I have a lot of feelings right now, so we're going to end this segment. What do you think of the two scenes that we are looking at now, cut from The Walking Dead Season 4? I know a lot of people had problems with Season 4, and yes, it was a little rocky and slow at times. I was a fan, maybe you weren't. We can disagree. Let me know what you think of the changes. Maybe they should have kept something in. Definitely. And maybe they were right in keeping something out. Let us know what you think below in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe.